Hi guys, I'm back with another tutorial. In the previous tutorial, we looked at the Sumif function, and I said that in the next tutorial, we are going to look at the Sumifs function. So if you have not watched that tutorial on the Sumif function, please go back to it because that will be the basis of this tutorial. Now, what we did in the last tutorial was we calculated maybe starting with the first one, we calculated the total amount for a car type such as Toyota or Nissan, or just calculated the total amount depending on the make. That is, to simplify it, we just used one criteria in the rows in the criteria range to be able to do the total from this column here. But in this tutorial, we are now going to be seeing how we can be able to check for more than one criteria in any of these columns that we have here, from car type, make, and year of manufacture, to be able to do the total amount. Now, what we are going to start with here today is that we are going to do the first one here, the total for Toyota. That is the total amount for Toyota. That is the total amount that was collected that day for Toyota. Remember, it is still a car bazaar day where people sell cars, and then the year of manufacture must be 2014. So how do we go about it? So this is where we want our answer to be, in this cell here, this cell that I have merged here. So this is where we want our answer to be. So we start with an equal sign and then put the Sumifs function like that, and then we are going to open the bracket, and then we are going to input the sum range. Now, for the sake of those who are new in this tutorial, the sum range is the range where you have the amount, that is this column here, this column E, where you have the amounts where you are going to add if the criteria are met. So you are going to input the range. I left click on the first value, then drag up to the last value. So our range is E3 all the way to E9. That is our sum range. Then you are going to put a comma, and then we are going to put the criteria number 1, which is the first criteria we want to check. Remember, the first criteria is that the car must be a Toyota. So the criteria range 1 is that the car must be a Toyota. So we select the whole range. Remember, you have a long list. You can be having a long list, a very long list. So we select the range like that. That is B3 up to B9, sorry. Then put a comma. Then after the comma, then we have our first criteria. Now the criteria, we normally put it in this speech marks or the quotation marks, as we did in the last tutorial, and then we put our criteria in between the speech marks here. So our criteria is that the car must be a Toyota, and you remember, you must write the words the way you have written them in that column. So we input the word Toyota like that. So what if we were to stop there? If we were to stop there, whatever would be given is the total for just for the whole of Toyotas. And you can see here we have a Toyota Prado of 2014. We have a Nissan. We have a Toyota again, a Toyota. But for this case, we want a Toyota in which the year of manufacture must be 2014. So we do what? We add another criteria range after Toyota. So we just put a comma again, and then add another criteria range on the year of manufacture, that is from cell D3 to D9, and then put a comma and tell Excel now that this car must be of the make, sorry, I keep on doing that. This car must be of the make of the year 2014, like that. So we review back our formula. We have started with an equal sign, then the Sumifs, then we have put our first criteria range, or the sum range, sorry, which is this cell from E3 to E9. Then we have told Excel that from B3 to B9, this range here, the car must match the Toyota, and then from D3 to D9, this column here, it must be of the make of 2014. So when you click on enter, let us see what we get. We get 7,750,000 Kenya shillings. What does that tell you? That these cars, which are Toyota car type and year of manufacture of 2014, for that particular day, the total amount that was sold for those cars is 7,750,000, and we can confirm that by checking the columns, or by checking the rows rather, that contains the make of 2014 and their amount. So we go back to this. I'll just highlight for you. So we have one, then we check the next Toyota. It is a Toyota Corolla Fielder, but the make is 2013, we leave it. Then we have Toyota Raum, the make is 2014, then that qualifies, then we highlight that like that. And then the last one, Toyota Prado, but that is 2013, so we leave it. So you can see the total amount here is 7 million, and this is 750,000, and that's why we are getting this figure. So you can be able to do this with so many entries. We're still going to do the same again here. We have total for Nissan, that is the car type must be Nissan, and then the make must be Bluebird. So we can see that we have a column here where we have the car mix. So we start with the equal sign, then again we put the Sumifs function, then open the bracket, then we have our sum range as usual up to that point, then put a comma, then we put our criteria range 1, which is the car type, and then we tell Excel that the car type, then we tell Excel that the car type must be of the make Nissan. So just write the one Nissan as the way you have written it, and then again we go back and tell Excel that the criteria, just a minute, then we go back and tell Excel that now the criteria that we want to check number 2, which is from C3 to C9, and we are telling Excel that this in here must be the criteria that we are checking is that the car must be of the make Bluebird, like that, and then we put an enter, we click on enter. So we have 880,000, and you can confirm that from here, where you have the amounts here. The car type is Nissan, and then it is Bluebird on the make, and you can highlight this in a different color. So that, guys, is how we use the Sumifs function. Now, due to your demand, we are going to make a little bit, we are going to go back a little bit, and in the next tutorial we are going to refer to the if function on its own, because many people have been asking how do we use then the if function, for example, to grade students in a class and etc. So we are going to go back to the if function in the next tutorial before we proceed to the other functions. Thank you for watching again, and remember to subscribe. Also remember to like this video, comment and ask questions in the comment section, and also share with your friends. Thank you.